Hello and welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping or wholesaling houses, or if you're already doing it, how to grow your business. Now, got a question: is there a benefit to being a first-time home buyer? Now, here's the truth: when you're doing what we're doing, there really is no benefit. The only advantages, and listen, I have 17 years in the mortgage business, so you are in the right place asking this question. The only advantage to being a first-time homebuyer is there are some programs for when you buy a house and you have to move into this house. Now, can you lie and say, I'm moving into this house and then flip it? Yes. But a lot of these government programs are very careful about these things, and I would not screw around with it. So, is that my, yeah, it's my, sorry, my cord from the cameras. Okay. So let me explain how a lot of these programs work so you'll understand what they mean. So the only benefit to being a first-time homeowner is there are certain programs that will allow you to either borrow more or possibly put in 0% down, or possibly get some kind of favorable terms if it's your first time buying. The problem is most of those programs have a very narrow window where they have income maximums. They're not going to let you make over a certain amount of money, but you still need to qualify to make the payment, right? Especially now that interest rates went up, it's going to take more income to qualify. So just a quick primer in how a mortgage business works. In general, they want your gross income to be no more than around 45% of all your debt, including the mortgage. So in general, they're going to look at all your credit card payments, all your student loan payments, all your auto payments, and they're going to add in the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance on the house you're buying. So let's say your monthly payment on all that is $3,000, and you have another $1,000 a month in additional stuff that shows up in your credit report, monthly payments. They're going to want you to make, $9,000 or $10,000 a month gross income. So they're going to want you to make, $110,000, $120,000. That's the basic gist of it. Now, the problem is you need that to qualify for the loan. But the income maximum may be $100,000 in that program. It works differently in every area. It's based on median income. It's based on all the programs are differently. Some are 100% of the median income. Some are 80% of the median income. It's complicated. But there's a narrow window where you'll qualify for a loan, but you won't make too much money. So they're hard. Now, in general, right, most programs that require you to move in, you can change your mind, right? I can buy a house to move in, and then the next day I change my mind. Now, if you're renting the whole time and you take a house and you say you're going to move into it, and for something goes wrong, see the problem is when you're doing what we do when we flip or wholesale houses, sometimes things go wrong, and if things go wrong and you're not going to make the payments on that mortgage, they're going to look into what the hell is going on. If you don't make the payments, if you do make the payments on the mortgage, no one's going to know anything, right? But you don't. If you're flipping or wholesaling, how long are you really planning to make the payments for? A year, 2 years? Not long. So, got it. So, again, if you don't make the payments and you never moved into the house, you could be subject to criminal penalty, right? Because you lied. It's bank fraud, right? If you say, I plan to move in, and you never moved in, and they look and they see that you tried to flip it, that could be bad. So when you're flipping or wholesaling, there is no benefit whatsoever to being a first-time home buyer. They don't give a crap. Most people that lend, really don't care if you own a home or not, right? In fact, they really don't want you to move in. For most of the lending that gets done for flipping and wholesaling is, I'm getting text every 3 seconds. Most of the lending that gets done is requiring that you don't move in there because there were a lot of, after 2008, there were a lot of regulations that apply to lenders, but it only applies if they're lending to someone who's planning to move into the house. Sweet Moses. I can't even believe how many texts I'm getting. One guy sends me one word, a text, sends me 27. Instead of sending me one text with 27 words, send me 27 texts with one word. Sorry if you hear the vibration. So they don't want you to move in. If you tell a hard money lender, hey, this is my house, he's going to say, no way, Jose. Because if he lends it to you, if he lends you money and he knows it's a primary residence, he's subject to a lot of regulation. If you only lend to people who aren't moving in, then you're subject to a lot less regulation. So there really is no benefit to being a first-time home buyer. I would say that The only time there's a benefit to being a first-time home buyer is if you're buying a house to move into, and you qualify for some programs. So there's a bunch of programs. I think one is Sony May, which is State of New York Mortgage Authority, something like that. I've done loans with them. As a seller, I hate dealing with those programs. I hate them. They take forever. They're government bureaucratic bullshit. I had a deal in Mastic Beach, small deal. I think it was selling for $300,000. Person sounded great. I spoke to her. I'm like, listen, I really don't like doing these programs. She goes, don't worry. Speak to the people in the program. I called the lender, the person in the program. They all said, oh, it's going to be no problem. It was exactly as bad as I imagined it was. It was a disaster. They didn't order the appraisal for 6 weeks. They needed authority and approval to order the appraisal. It was a nightmare. And then this crazy lady, I really wanted to sell the house to her. She was a nice woman. Wouldn't return my calls. Couldn't handle the fact that I was asking her what's going on. Couldn't deal with that. She ghosted me. I canceled the contract. They had already missed their time frame. People called me saying I was being a dick. It was crazy. I said to them, I told you all, I don't want this to drag on for 3 months with nothing happening. And it's exactly what happened, right? And the way it worked was retarded. Everything needed 17 people's approval. Oh, this agency has approved. It is exactly what I hate. Now, if you are getting an incredibly good price from someone who wants to go through the program, then by all means, you suck it up. Know it's going to take 4 or 5 months to get done and do it. But if you're not, and I ended up selling it for much more than this lady was giving me at the time. I think I sold it for $350, a lot more. Percentage-wise, it's a lot. And exactly what I was afraid of happened. Right? When you deal with these special first-time buyer programs, it takes forever. You are dealing with people who do not exist in the realm of reality. The things that should take a week take a month. The things that should take an hour take 2 weeks. It's crazy. It has to go through 15 people's hands to approve anything. It just is not normal. And I gave it a chance. Again, this was last year, 2021 we closed. Maybe it was started in 2020. And I got to tell you, I don't think I'd ever do it again. I don't think I'd ever allow it. They're just not. It's just a nightmare. And in general, while we're on the topic of mortgage and nightmares, people think that if they go to their bank, if I go to a Citi, a Chase, a Wells Fargo, a Bank of America, I'm going to get the best rate and they're going to hold my hand because I bank there. Those banks suck. I just had someone, we were supposed to close a deal in May. It went to Citi. The person at Citi was completely not responsive. I just got the clear to close today. We're in July. It's going to schedule to close on Friday, the 15th. Please, God, it'll close. 6 weeks of bullshit, nothing happening, right? And you know what? I understand that, believe me, I have 17 years experience in the mortgage business. There are times when deals take longer, right? And it's not the lender's fault, right? Lender asked for something to be paid off. They couldn't prove it was paid off. I understand it. But return a call, for God's sakes, respond to an email or a text. The idea that you're ghosting people is pathetic. No one can get you on the phone. And I understand you're annoyed. I understand you as a loan officer are annoyed that your stupid fulfillment center in Jacksonville or Topeka, Kansas is slow as crap and is not giving you answers. Then just respond and say, I don't have an answer. I call them every day. I'm waiting for a response. Is that so freaking hard? It's just terrible. You get a job working for these places, and a lot of these people are terrible. I'm sure there are good people in these places too. But the point is, this dream people have that if I go to a Citibank or a Chase or a Bank of America or Wells Fargo, I'm going to get this easy situation where they're not going to screw me like some mortgage banker is ridiculous. You want to deal with a mortgage banker. A mortgage banker or a mortgage broker only gets paid if the deal closes. If they're not providing you good service, they lose the deal. Most of these people who work for banks are not really profit-driven guys. These are people looking for the security of working for a bank, or girls. And I got to tell you, I highly would dissuade anyone from getting a mortgage from their local bank, even a national bank. I think it's a huge mistake. You're much better off using a mortgage banker. If anybody needs a recommendation, I have a great guy that I've sent a bunch of people to. Everybody's told me how great he is. So shout out to Evan Templeman. I think he's awesome. So that's just those are my two thoughts. So first time home buyer doesn't help you in this business at all unless you're going to blatantly lie and commit fraud, which I highly recommend against. And even then, it may not help you. So I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in all the ways I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com. If you're interested in finding out more about one-on-one coaching, go to coaching.howtoflipnewyork.com. howtoflipnewyork.com. You're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. You're watching on any media channel, please click the thumbs up. That really helps the Facebook and YouTube algorithm. More people see my videos. And please keep the comments coming. This came by request. Who is this? Jordan Alexander. Thank you very much. Again, I post 5 times a week. I don't always know what to say, so please keep the comments coming. It could be about anything. It doesn't have to be about the video you're watching. And I try to get back to comments within a couple of days. If it's something simple, I'll just reply with an answer. If it's something I've covered before, I'll send you links to videos on it. If it's something new, I will do a brand new video on it. So thank you very, very much for watching.